Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another edition of Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Coulter. To my far right, I got my co-host, Kevin Johnson, KJ. And today's special guest, man, we got former Southside Christian High School All-American, All-State, three-time NBC All-American MVP. This guy right here totes the rock pretty well.
Yeah, round linebacker's over.
I mean, I'm telling you. Right now, this guy is at Newberry College, but we got more to talk about. We'd like to welcome today's special guest, Malory. Pinkney. What's going on, Malory?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem. For the people that don't know you, let them know where you're from and a little bit about your background.
Okay. Well, I'm from Simpsonville, South Carolina. I have 3 older sisters. I've been playing football ever since I was little. Started out baseball, matter of fact. Went to Woodmont. Then I transferred and went to Southside Christian. Played for them, graduated, went to Newberry, and that's how it went, man.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
So what age you start playing sports, and what sport was your first love?
Man, first sport, I would say it was baseball. It was baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Most definitely.
There you go.
I did baseball and football, went back and forth. Didn't know which one to choose, so liked it football, went with it.
Okay. So what position did you play in baseball, and how long did you play?
I was third base. I played baseball ever since T-ball, pretty much, really. T-ball on up. That's how long I probably played baseball. But it was third base was my main thing. My dad, he tried to get me to be a pitcher because I had a lot of heat from up here, and I wouldn't really follow all the way through. Yeah. So I would always stop it and just jerk it. But yeah, he definitely pushed me in baseball just like any other sport.
Okay, cool.
Hey, what pro athletes you looked up to when you was younger?
Pro athletes, I would say football pro athletes is Derrick Henry. Yeah, that's Derrick Henry, old school one, Walter Payton, people like that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good list.
Who was your favorite baseball player?
Baseball player. I'm not even sure if I really have a favorite baseball player.
Yeah. Who did you follow?
I would say I really followed my pops, to be real.
Okay.
Baseball, when I started baseball, it wasn't like, oh, I see this person, I'm in love with it. It was mostly what my pops taught me in the backyard, I did out on the field. So
same here.
Basically, it went from right there.
Yeah, what position your pops played?
Everything. Anything on that field, he played it. He played it pretty much. Yeah. And my mom, she tried to play it too, but it didn't work out so good.
Did your sisters play any sports growing up?
My sister she played softball.
Okay.
Yes, sir. She played softball. She mainly did that.
Okay.
Yes,
all right. So you go into middle school, I guess, at this time. You're playing both sports still. What coaches are really see your potential, and what sport did they really say this is the sport that you need to stick with?
Yes, sir. I would say one of the coaches from Southside Christian, his name was Coach Kleckner. He's really the one that really saw me in football and really grabbed me out the crowd, because I was playing for Simpsonville Rec, and he had showed up to a game. He saw me run a touchdown. Next thing I know, I had an opportunity to play for Southside Christian. And so when that came on, everything from grade-wise to academic, all that stuff and sports, it went crazy. At that school, it was really the best move for me at the time. And I would say he's probably the guy that pushed me. Not only did he push me in football, he pushed me in track. I told him I didn't want to do track. He even pushed that. So that helped me along with football with being a bigger back.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So once you reach the high school level, you play running back, outside linebacker. You played right away as a freshman?
Yes, sir.
You did? All right.
Yes, sir.
So you started as a true freshman in high school. What was that like? And did you have a upperclassman in front of you?
It was fun. What's crazy is on defense, I started. I played everything on the field regarding freshman year. I had an upperclassman in front of me, at the time it was about, politics. He's a senior, let him finish out. But
Yeah.
in my mind, just like any other athlete, we're ready to play. I would say it was a fun experience. I was in basically all the right camps that I need to be in to compete with guys that's better than me and just like me pretty much. So I would say it was an amazing experience because I went, even in 8th grade, I went to every varsity game just to get the vibe, the feeling, how are they playing? How are they faster than where I was, So that was something that really helped me during, being a true freshman.
Yeah. Hey, so what was your favorite run? Was it a sweep or you like to run inside? What was your favorite
I would
play?
say play-wise, I like running up the middle. That's just me. If it's a guy that just keep targeting me, I gotta have him one-on-one. I got to. But if it's, I would say versus Abbeville down the sideline. Went through so much that week. It was junior year, matter of fact. Went through a lot that week. Had a surgery on that Monday and played that Friday.
Ooh.
So I would say, yes, sir. So that was probably one of my favorite plays. Truck the guy down the sideline, kept on going. I would say that's my main one right there.
There's some big boys in Abbeville, right?
Most definitely. That's our rival right there.
Yeah. So talk about your teammates in high school. Who were the guys, your go-to guys in high school that you counted on that were great athletes, great guys, great students? Name some of those guys.
Okay, main groups. Number one, me and him, we grew up together. He's my quarterback, matter of fact. His name's J.W. Hertzberg. He's at Marist College. Amazing, amazing. That guy, he works 24/7. So having somebody like that in your corner, that's someone you definitely would want, so he could push you. I would say him. Isaac Chris, hard hitter. He plays for PC. He's transferring also. Noah Mangum, one of my linemen. That guy, he's strong as all get out. That's the strongest lineman I've probably seen. He's definitely the one. Jaden Martin, another hard hitter. He's very good. He's patient, but when he goes, you're gonna feel it. Let me say, like, we had a lot of them. I'm just gonna name some names. Bryson Cheek, Jake Kimmelman, Jackson Doris. We just had a lot of guys that was on that team that really, kind of put the school, on the map with bringing more talent in, more and more talent. We had the speed he got out of all of us, which was Austin Greer. We had him. He's at Carson Newman. He's an amazing DB and everything, man. But those are the main guys that I surrounded myself with and that I can go to.
Okay.
Talk about the competition in high school and the rivalry games.
Yes, sir. Competition, I would say with my school, Abbeville, everybody, they pack out that game. That's the main game. Abbeville, and I would say Charlotte Latin up in North Carolina. They had some guys. Between those two, those were the main competition. But I would say me personally, it would be junior year of All-American game, at an All-American game in Dallas, Texas. And I would say that was, I'm not going to say it was kind of different, but I'm going to say I like the skill set and competition that I had to go against. You had guys committed to Bama. You had guys committed to Clemson. You had all over.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was like being in that atmosphere is like, okay, let's see what you're really made out of, And being able to come out MVP out of all of that, it was just, it let me know everything I need to know. So.
We got some high school highlights for you, man, real quick. We're going to go ahead and get into it. For everybody that's watching, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Deezer, and Spotify as well. All right? We got former Southside Christian All-American, All-State running back, Malory Pinkney, and now we're going to go ahead and get into this footage, all right?
Yes, sir.
Southside Christian comes into Week 8 with a lot of bragging rights. They destroyed not one, not two, but 3 perfect records for their opponents this season. Repeating success, certainly not easy. They're going to have to do it against a talented Blacksburg team. The Wildcats trying to keep their winning streak alive. Certainly not easy downing the Sabres. Pick it up in the third quarter. Southside Christian with the lead and the ball, and they're running with Malory Pinkney. A 15-yarder. Then it'd be TJ Goldsmith picking up the baton, barreling through the Blacksburg defense. They get it on the 2. It's 4th and goal, and the Sabres are going for it. But the Wildcats stun them. Stone cold. Blacksburg can't do anything with it on offense, so it's the next Sabres possession now. They did the run, so let's try the pass. And J.W. Hertzberg capitalizes to Hosea Madison, 34-yard touchdown. Southside Christian doesn't stop from there. They go on to win it 35-0.
So Blacksburg, where is that located?
I can't even tell you. every time we go to that game, I just go to sleep, and when I wake up, we're black.
It's
So-
out there in Kentucky, man. But
Yes,
it's like
sir. That's a very good team.
going to Charlotte.
Oh, it's in between Charlotte and Rock Hill?
You got to come up some more
Okay.
way in that area.
Okay, cool. So talk about playing that game right there, man. Was that a playoff game?
Matter of fact, I think that was a playoff game. I
They
think
said
it
both
was.
of you guys were undefeated, so I'm assuming it's a playoff
Yeah.
game.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
about that a little bit.
Coming in that game, just basically, I would say the main thing that was hard for us as a team was just getting everybody healthy. Being such a long season, trying to replace, lineman after lineman, stuff like that. It was crazy. We were the type of team that had a lot of receivers. We didn't really have really big on linemen, but the ones that we did have, they were amazing. We had good coaching. So I would say that in that game, that was the main thing. I know me personally, it was just basically how are you going to adapt to who's on your right side, who's blocking your right side, who's blocking your left side. Are they good enough for this guy and this guy? Because Abbeville, they got some guys now. They definitely have that defensive line straight. So it's just basically things like that was running through my mind. But I would say that game, I loved it. I love every playoff game.
Word. So after y'all beat Blacksburg, who was your next opponent?
It had to be Abbeville. Yes, sir.
Man,
It had to be Abbeville. Oh yeah.
I don't know if this is Abbeville clip, but we got more highlights from your high school.
Yes,
we're
sir.
watching an All-American guy right here, class of 2020, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this guy, fresh legs, if y'all watching, you get you a steal right here. So let's go ahead and get into this footage and highlight his career from high school, okay?
Southside Christian certainly coming into this week with some good vibes after putting an end to Saluta's winning streak last week, but it's St. Joe's who comes in undefeated. Can the Sabres put a blemish on another perfect record?
Friday night blitz on the
You nailed it, guys. You nailed it, and you are. We appreciate you tuning in with us. St. Joe's at Southside Christian picked up in the first quarter. Harrison Scott opening it up with a touchdown. The Knights take a 7-0 lead. Later on in the first, same score, Southside Christian looking to answer. It's Malory, Pinkney, talented tailback for the Sabres, busting through defenders into the end zone. We are tied up at 7 points apiece. Later in the first, Southside Christian balls, Trell Murray looking to put them in front. He finds Messiah Harris. A stiff arm, and see ya. Streaking down the sideline goes Harris. 14-7, Southside Christian in front. Harris, big play there to help power the Sabres to a 42-21 win.
Wow. So y'all did whatever y'all wanted to up there, man. Ran the ball, throw it, sideline, hit.
Yes,
Guys
sir.
had a good package. So
Yeah.
talk about the experience in that game.
I would say that game was fun, because way back for Southside Christian, St. Joe's used to be a rival for them.
Okay.
And now that we added the talent, the coaching, and we were on the roll, it's like, hey, let's make this game fun. We started using players we haven't used before. We started, opening up the playbook. We started, just exploring new things for people like Abbeville, and Blacksburg and bigger teams. And so I would say that game right there, it was amazing. It was, the atmosphere was there, as you can see in the video, but it was amazing.
Yeah. So playoff wise, you beat St. Joe's. Who was your next opponent after them?
St. Joe's, it was probably, I think it's going backwards, so it had to be Blacksburg. And then after Blacksburg, it was Abbeville to go to state.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you guys won a state championship.
It's crazy. They won right after I left.
What?
And when Southside Christian was asking me in the 8th grade to come up to varsity, they won it that year that I stayed back.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and then it's crazy because All-American was, so I have 3 All-American rings. All of the games I've been in, we've won. So I have 3 of those, but for my own school, I have 0. And
Wow.
it's literally before I came to varsity and after I left varsity.
Okay. So
Yes,
time
sir.
is everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They won it. I think they won state in every sport after I left.
Wow. That's good.
Yes.
That's a good school.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so talk about going to high school. You finish your football career, and then here comes 2020. With the death of Kobe Bryant, then you have the COVID.
Yeah.
So now you guys have to take a different approach to, I guess, work out for coaches or recruiters, anything like that. Talk about that experience, because that's a very unique experience. Only your class really experienced that in the
Yes,
last.
sir. Yes, sir. I would say, for me, it was just basically staying focused, regardless of how everything was going on with the pandemic at that time. I was already committed to Newberry when it really hit. It just kind of made things a little shaky. It's because they wanted me to be an early enrollee. And with that COVID come in, it shut everything down. So it's like, you just got to receive workouts that the coach is telling you while you're home and they're there. So it's like, once I got there, it's just, you could tell, everybody's just getting on the same page. COVID was just breaking everybody up. You had to work out in certain groups of like 5 or something like that. You know what I mean? It was harder than to be with the team when you can't be with, be right beside them. So
Get that continuity and that chemistry built up.
yes, sir.
Big gap between workouts. It's good to work out by yourself, but it's better to have your quarterback, the 7 skill guys, 7-on-7, all in the mix as well. So in your recruiting process, how many other teams were looking at you besides Newberry?
I would say the main ones, it was 10. It was 10. The main ones that I was looking at, it was 10. But out of all of them, any school you can name, pretty much.
Wow.
They really, and it was crazy because even when the coaches was coming, I was in track season.
Okay.
So when I was in track season, while doing that, which Coach Clayton, he allowed me to do, I'm just doing it to keep my shape up and everything. Ended up pulling 11.25 off in the 100 and ended up getting an offer from Naval Academy. So that was crazy. But I would say football wise, it was mainly 10 that, me and my family really considered and looked at. And, out of those 10 at that time, in our lives, Newberry was the move.
Okay.
So what was the reason you chose to go to Newberry?
I chose to go to Newberry was mainly for, the coaching at that time in my life was they was integrous about what they wanted to do. Like, they came to me, they was at every game. They didn't, sugarcoat anything. They let me know, you're the guy that we want. You know what I mean? All the other schools, they did the same thing, but Newberry came to my All-American games. They came to almost every home game we had. They were on the sideline. So, when they put in the effort like that, it just showed me and my family, this is somebody, who really wants us.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other big factors as far as facility or, weight rooms or anything like that spark your eye?
I would say during that time, my mom, she had a stroke during that time. So when that happened, my mom, she already loved Newberry. And I was originally about to go to Morgan State in Baltimore, which is like 8 hours away from home.
Yeah.
So you know how moms are, they're going to want you to stay close. So we made that decision as a family to stay. I was going to go to Newberry because I had already loved the team. I was already working out with them. So it's like, that's just the perfect fit for me.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what coach or player welcome you to Newberry?
I would say it was Coach Kramer. He left literally when I got there. So I had to kind of pick up with a new running back coach because he had to leave. So we had him. They had Coach Littlejohn, who was he was there. But I would say the ones that were currently there was Coach Edmonds. He's moved to South Carolina State to be the running backs coach for them.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
All right. So talk about the competition, your first season with Newberry. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, sir. I had fun. I really had fun. being able to be in the weight room on the field with those guys, that's just like you and getting looked at by pros and all this other stuff, it was fun to me. Competition wise, it wasn't really nothing to just kind of open my playbook, seeing what I could do as a running back to better myself, going against guys like they had, you got guys 6'4", 6'3", like 300 and something moving. So it's like, these are guys I would love to go against every day to make myself better for the game. So being able to be in that atmosphere, do what I do with those guys and at that level, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Hey, is it a big difference playing running back in high school versus playing running back in college?
Honestly, I would say the difference is probably hitting. I would say hitting. But concept-wise, it wasn't. It was kind of a relief because when you're in college, coaches, they recruit guys that can get the job done. When you're in high school, you just have to work with what you have.
Right.
So when it was different for me, when I'm looking, I got linemen just as big as me and bigger. I'm like, okay, we got it. This is the right place. But being able to go through that, it was, like I said, it was fun. It was fun, especially with the linemen, all of them. I appreciate them. They blocked for me. They did what they could. So, hey, I had fun.
What was your 40 time coming out of high school?
40 time was like a 4.48.
Okay. What is it now?
It's probably lower than that now. Because I know when I was running track and I had like 100 speed and stuff like that, my 100 time was 11.25 at 220 pounds.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
You're around the same weight right now?
I'm at 230 now.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm at 230. And I know last time I ran the 40 was probably like that COVID season.
Mm-hmm.
And it was around like a 4.47, 4.48. Stay exactly the same.
Good. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Any I guess you could say diet regimens that you use to stay lean and keep muscle?
Honestly, while I was here at home, I don't even really use a diet, really. I mainly I eat 24/7. And when I eat 24/7, that means you got to work out 24/7.
Right.
So, my dad could tell you, I would come home off work, 12-hour shift, go work out, come back home, go to sleep, work out again, head to 12-hour shift. Sometimes he tell me I need to slow down. But it's just, when you got a goal in mind, you got to do what you got to do to get it. So it's like, I never use diets. It's not like I look at something like, no, that's bad for you. I'm mostly like, okay, I know if I eat this, it's going to take this many days to work out because of what you just eaten. That was mainly how I did everything here at home.
Yeah. Hey, so when you finally get that opportunity to play for the NFL, what team you like to play for? It don't matter.
It don't matter. I'm there.
In the cold, it don't matter. Hot, in the heat.
Sir. It don't matter because even in the cold, I don't wear sleeves or anything, so it's like it don't really matter. So, but if I get a chance to make it to that level right there, most definitely it wouldn't matter any team.
Who was your favorite college team growing up? Who did you follow?
College team. My favorite college team was Oregon Ducks.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thomas was your favorite running back?
Sir?
What's his name? DeAnthony Thomas?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's something else. That guy's speed demon right there.
Yeah. Chiefs. Yep. So just talking future talk. Right now, I know you are preparing for other things. Just talk about a little bit about the teammates and the coach at Newberry a little bit. How you got acquainted with them. Who are some of the guys that you'll never forget? Some of the guys you're real cool with. Some of the guys that you work out with, and they're really dedicated just like you are.
Yes, sir. I would say player-wise, teammates, Cade, he's a receiver. All the receivers, they really helped me out. Running back-wise, we had older guys in the room. We had two of them, which was Mario Anderson and Trez Cook. Trez Cook was the oldest that we had out of all. He was a fifth-year senior. I would say those guys like that are the people that I glean to. Trez really, he helped me out with plays, everything. He let me know about college football, being so used to high school football, and you have one set of plays and you get to college and it's way different than what you think. You're going to need that, somebody to put you on game of how you're supposed to do this, this, and this. But I would say those guys like that, all of my linemen, they do an amazing job, they always, make sure that I'm straight. They try to keep injuries away, and that's what all the running backs there at Newberry. I would say coaching, I glean towards, Coach Watson. It's two of them. We have the running back, Coach Watson, and then we have the older one, which is his dad. But I would say his dad I really gleaned with. He helped me during my freshman year and everything like that. So,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how do you get pumped up for a game? I know when I played, I kind of use music or something, man.
Yes, sir. I'm mostly getting pumped up for a game. First, I just listen to music, just chill out, stretch, listen to music. After that, I either call my parents, I just like to hear their voice before a game, look at the pitch or something, you know what I mean? Keep you, while you're doing what you're doing, So I mainly look at them, and then once I'm out on the field, if it's a home game, my dad, he usually somewhere by the fence somewhere, so I got to find him. So, you know what I mean? So I got to find him. Oh, yeah. So I would say it would be that, and then when it's time to play, get on your knees, and talk to God for a minute.
There you go.
Just kind of slow everything down.
Yeah.
So I would say that's my pump up for every game.
Okay. So I guess you guys went 10-3 last year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a pretty good season. Who was the toughest opponent you faced last year?
Toughest opponent, NGU, North Greenville.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
That was actually a barn burner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So talk about that a little bit, man. I saw you get a couple carries in that game.
Yes,
They kind of switched both backs out. A couple of hitch routes to the receivers. Talk about North Greenville program and versus you guys last year.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I mean, they had an amazing program. They came in, they were healthy. We were healthy. They did what they did. The game, it was kind of up and down game. We'd do something good, something bad. They'd do something good, something bad. It was one of those type of games. Atmosphere was there. It was our first home game, matter of fact. Okay. And then after that, I would say they did an amazing job. They have one of my friends there. He's there. So they do their thing, man. That's them. But I would say playing against them, I definitely learned a lot, because they have a good defensive line. So I would say being able your first game as a regular season to go against them, it was kind of different because, okay, now you're back on it. You're back in regular football, not COVID football. You know what I mean? So I would say it was a lot different.
Okay. So you guys at the end of the season, you end up playing Bowie State.
Yes, sir.
Playoffs.
Yes,
and,
sir.
Those guys were ranked pretty high, and you guys had a great season. Talk about that a little bit. It started off like a close game, but Bowie State, I think their defense was pretty tough. I saw they had two quarterbacks that they had to substitute. You guys put one of them out. It was a big, costly fumble they had, and towards the end, your quarterback, he had a costly fumble, but it was a close game by all means. Talk about that game a little bit.
Yes, sir. I would say in that game right there, I was dissecting from watching film. Because when that game came, I had already entered the transfer portal. So I kind of took my ways back, trained for the next team, get ready. But, of course, those are my boys. I'm going to look. By looking at the game, I feel like, they played a pretty tough game. I'm proud of them either way, how it goes. But, like I say, I feel like they played a pretty tough game. But as far as me playing and being in there, I wasn't in there with them. But while I was at Newberry, I was training, getting ready for the next team.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
So you're working out right now, doing a resistant workout, stretch, running 40s and hitting weights. Talk about some of the workouts or some of the trainers you're working with. Are they working with you well, getting you stretched out, making sure all those ligaments are stretched out right and everything?
Most definitely. One of the main guys that I would say that's really stuck with me no matter what would be Coach Walt. Okay. He's a guy in Simpsonville. He will work you. He works me. So I would say that's the main guy right there that I'm happy that's in my corner, dealing with running back drills, all that type of stuff. Because with him being a bigger back, he understands where I'm coming from. So being able to have a guy that can put you through cone drills to make you quicker and do all this stuff, rain, sleet, it don't matter. He's out there. You know what I mean? So being able to have somebody like that you can call up and go to, I would say that I was grateful to have him.
With that number 44, you know how you carry the ball?
Yeah.
Like Bradshaw from the Giants. Remember him?
Yes, sir.
You remind me of.
Yes, sir.
That's why I want to ask you what's the reason you wear number 44? That's what I wanted to ask. Where did that come from? Did your dad wear that or?
My dad picked it because Ronnie Lott, wasn't it? Robert Newhouse. Yeah, it was Robert Newhouse. Yeah. So my dad, he definitely picked that number. I used to, in rec ball, I used to go back and forth with 42 and 44. And then when we really started, getting serious about football, having fun with it, it was like, okay, that's the number right there. My dad gave me that, and I've been with it ever since.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
That's your lucky number right there. I remember I used to wear 36, 26, 27.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Newberry is a real small school. Talk about the community there, in the city of Newberry. When you got there, did they welcome you? Did you feel welcome? Did you feel a part of everything? And
Yes, sir. Coming into Newberry, like I say, it was amazing. Everybody's welcoming. It wasn't a bad atmosphere. From what I'm used to, it wasn't like my parents should drop me off. Now what? It was. I felt at home. It wasn't like nothing crazy. Friends and everything was there. Teammates. Mostly gleaned with the teammates. When I first got there, because we were already working over the summer, so now I'm on campus. Now it's the whole team together after the COVID and everything. So it's like, hey, having basically get to have fun with your team, and actually get the real taste of college football.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's up? So, what's your major? What's your major?
Major. I started out engineering. Newberry has a bridge program, so I had to switch from engineering. So, I still wanted 2 degrees. So I'm doing business and I'm doing sports management. So I'm a double major.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I know those grades looking good. You sound like an intelligent young man.
Oh yeah, yes, sir.
Yep. So, the professors, you got a good relationship with everybody before you left?
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Sir, yeah. So, is there any coaches or like family members, friends, anybody you would like to, thank along your journey right now so far?
Can you say it again? I'm sorry.
Is there any like family members, friends, or teammates besides your parents that you would like to thank for inspiring you, getting you motivated to keep moving on with your journey?
Oh man, there's a list. There's a list. This has definitely been a journey. I would say starting from schools, I would say everybody that's at Southside Christian, every coach that even had a part of, this journey. I would like to thank them. Family wise, of course, thank all my family. You guys may see, how I am when I get out on the field and all that and all the good things, but they're the ones that see me behind closed doors when I have tears in my eyes and stuff like that. They're the ones that keep me going. So I would say, Southside Christian and my family are the ones that I would like to thank. And I would say Newberry, just thank you to my teammates.
Cool.
Hey, any messages for the youth that might want to follow your footsteps one day?
I would say for the youth, I would say just keep your head up, man. Don't ever let nobody tell you no. Don't ever let nobody just sit there and tell you what you can't do, what you're not capable of. Because, 9 times out of 10, the ones that's saying it's the ones that's scared that you're going to actually succeed. So I would say, keep doing you. Don't ever let nobody cloud your dream. People are going to say what they're going to say if you say something, but until they see it with their own eyes, that's going to tell you the real. So I would say for any kid out there struggling academically, I would say you have to make a decision on your own, man. I would say look at your parents. Look at the ones that's representing you, that have your back. If you have somebody like that, and even if you don't, do it for you. Do it for you. Knuckle down and do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. You have to, at this stage, you have to just take what you want. You have to take what you want. If you don't like the results that you're getting from people, change it.
Yeah.
Change it. I would say for athletically, don't worry about anybody else. My dad always tell me, do you. Do you. No matter what, just do you. Don't worry about, oh, he's this fast or he's this big or don't worry about that stuff. Just focus down, pray, and do you. you know, and got to take care of the rest. But I would say my mom and my dad, they make sure that they tell me, do you. And I would say that's one thing that's kept me humble and kept me going.
Man, we keep doing you, man. I
Yes,
like
sir.
that.
What's the biggest obstacle you faced so far playing football?
Obstacle, I would say my biggest obstacle would be starting out, getting to a higher level, to keep going up. I would say, you know, I was like, you know, this guy's doing this or this guy's doing that. You know, my focus wouldn't be on recognizing why I'm here. You know what I mean? Recognizing the type of back that I am. My focus would be, you know, maybe coaches like him, or either, you know, he's liking him. You know, as athletes, we're gonna look and see, you know, who's the one always up on the coach. You know what I mean? Especially if they're in your position, you're always gonna look at that. So I would say
True.
dealing with that was real tough for me. It was real tough for me because I couldn't do me on the field because I'm so worried about him. And so I would say that's one thing that I had to stop doing and just really focus on me, you know, even when it came to my workouts. Visualize what I'm going to do before I do it. You know, doing stuff like that was one thing that really, it kind of got to me. Like I even started creating drills on what I'm going to do when I do it in the game. So it's like, you know, I'm here for a reason, you know, so there's no need to look left or right, just straight, you know, just focus on you.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Good advice.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming on the show, man. Didn't want to take too much of your time.
Yes, sir.
We'd love to
Thank
have
you.
you back on.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you get acclimated.
Yeah.
Hey, big shout out to Newberry College
That's right,
and
man.
Southside, you know, for having you as a part of their organization. Seems
Yes,
like
sir.
you'll be a great running back at the next level or whatever you decide to do.
Yes,
And
sir.
we wish you the best of luck as well, man, from here from the Sports Shop 27, okay?
Yes,
Hey,
sir. Thank you so much.
Thompson, man. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
We can use you up there, man. Trust me.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, you might want to holler at KJ after the show, man. He probably
All right. Hey, Dabo, you
Most definitely.
Yeah, all right. True. For everybody that's watching, thank you for tuning in to another edition of Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Coulter. I'd like to thank my co-host, Kevin Johnson, KJ. And
Right.
today's special guest, we got a 3-time MVP, All-American, and All-State running back from Southside Christian School. This guy also played at Newberry College, and now he's going on to find better opportunities. And we wish him the best of luck, and we love having on the show. We'd love to have him back. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Out there, make sure you guys stay safe. If you're in an area where it's really high COVID, wear your mask. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Okay. All right. Until next time, guys, be cool. And it's not how you start. It's how you what, KJ?
You already know, man. It's how you finish.
How you finish. All right. Keep that in mind, Malory.
Yes, sir.
All
That's
right,
man.
man.
Keep hearing that wood, man. Keep running
Yes,
them
sir.
up.
Will do.
All right, man. We'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too.